This video sponsored by Meeple Movers. No minimum order, no subscriptions. Free shipping on every item, every day. At meeplemovers.com.
Hello and welcome to Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian. Today I've got a game called Village Pillage. Village Pillage is a 2 to 5 player card game by Peter Hayward and Tom Lang and published by Jellybean Games. In this game, players are trying to be the first village to become a kingdom, and to do this they need to get 3 glorious relics. The game begins with every player having the same 4 cards in their hand, and at the beginning of each turn, players simultaneously select a card to play on each side of their village. Then, at the same time, everyone reveals. Actions are resolved by card type in the same order each time. However, the actions will be different depending on which card you play and the card that your neighbor played. Turnips are the currency in the game, so you can gain, steal, and bank turnips. There is also a market that you can use turnips to buy cards and to make your hand better and a little different than everybody else. The first village to gain 3 relics is the winner. So let's check it out, and I'll show you how to steal lots of turnips with the Berserker, how to cash in turnips for relics, and how to pillage the most villages in Village Pillage. To set up, each player gets a hand of starting cards. Notice that these have a white asterisk in the corner. So each player gets one of these. Here, here, and here. Each player also gets 2 of these turnip pieces. They're just turnips, not like real turnips. And a vault card. So on the vault card you have your vault, where you hold extra, where you can keep your turnips safe. This is where you hold your relics when you buy them, and then this is the order of resolution for cards. And on the back, it's for duel, so for 2 players. So all the players get one of these on the normal side. Then let's place all of the relics here. So the relics compose of these like scepters. There's a bunch of those. There are a bunch of crowns also. So there's crowns. And then we also have these thrones. Alright. And in order to win, you must have all 3 of these. Then place the rest of the turnips nearby. So one of your turnips go into the vault. So turnips outside of your vault can be stolen from. The ones inside cannot be touched unless the card says otherwise. So also then get all of the supply cards. I'm going to place them here and then lay out 4. You are now ready to begin. Alright, so I'm going to put these face down. So at the beginning of the game, you start with only these 4 cards. So everybody has the same cards. So I will go in resolution order, so I will go like this. So the first card you have is the farmer card. So you gain 4 turnips, 3. Here. So the farmer is you gain 3 turnips, no matter what the person you play it by played. Next is the wall. If the other player plays a red card, then you steal 1 turnip from them, and then you can bank that one or another one. Doesn't really matter. And then if they played a farmer, another wall, or a trader, then you gain 1 turnip and bank 1 turnip. So instead of stealing. Next is this army card, the red one that I talked about. So this one is, if the other player played a farmer or a trader, then you steal 4 turnips from them. If they don't have 4 turnips, you steal as many as you can. And the final card is the trader. And the trader, if you have enough money to buy enough turnips to buy a relic, then you do so. So 8, 9, or 10 relics. The throne 10, crown 9, scepter is 8. You buy. Otherwise, you can spend 1 turnip to buy one of these cards out here. And these cards are basically better versions of these. So like this one, for instance, is you steal 6. And the veteran skips 1 turn, so you put it out. So that's way better. Now also, it skips a turn if they play a wall or an army. So that also has some drawbacks. So some of them are better and they don't have any drawbacks, or some are really good, but bad things can happen otherwise. So let's play around real quick. So Everybody gets all their cards, and then, so first you choose the cards you want to play. So I'm going to play this one here. No, I'm going to play this one there. And this one here. So you play cards to the left and right of you in between the player and the other players. And then all players do that. So let's do that. And that. Alright, so then you resolve. So everybody flips all of them over. Alright, so the cards we have over here are we have this army card. We have a farmer. We have this army card, and we have a wall and another army. So first we do all the farmers. So this guy played a farmer, this guy played an army, so you do the army ability, you gain 3 turnips. 1, 2, 3. And the exact same thing happened right here. So gain 3 turnips. Alright, then we resolve walls. So here, the other player played a army card, so I get to steal one, and then I can bank one. And then we resolve red. So red, the other player played a wall. The wall isn't on this card, so they don't do anything. Over here, this guy played a farmer, so that's green, so steal 4 from them, or as many as they can. And then over here, we steal from them. Actually, so when you steal, you can't steal stuff that somebody just stole. So they just stole these 4, so I can't take those 4 from them, so I could only take 3 since they had 7. So they are all resolved at the exact same time. Alright, so after they're all resolved, everybody picks up all their cards back up in their hand, and then you play again. So we went through the farmer, the army, and the wall. So the last card is the trader. So once you have 8 or 9 or 10 turnips, it's a good time to play the trader. So if, for instance, you play the trader and you still had money by the time you resolve it, which is last, then you can buy a relic if you have enough. So 8, 9, 10. If you don't, it says if unable, buy a card for 1 turnip. So I could give up 1 turnip and buy one of these better cards. So for instance, this one. So if played against a army, a sword, then you gain 5, but your opponent steals 2 from you. But it can't be the 5 that you just stole from them. Gained. Yes, it can. It can. They can steal the 2 that you gained. Sorry, I got confused. And otherwise, you just gain 5. So that's a good card. So I'm going to gain that one if that happened. So if I buy, then this immediately gets revealed, and then somebody else can buy it. So now I have this card. So now I could play this one if I wanted, and I could play that one. So then I could gain on my turn a total of 8. And then if I have enough, next time I could buy something. So if, for instance, instead I had enough, so let's say I had, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I had 8, then I could buy a scepter, put it there, spend 8. Now that I have a scepter, I can't buy another scepter. It's kind of useless to have 2 scepters. So then I would have to buy the crown. So let's take a look at some of these other cards. So this one is, you steal 4, including banked ones, though you steal unbanked ones first. So that one's really cool. So in this one's really cool. This one is you steal 3 if they play 1. The original is only you steal 1, but the target skips a turn. So instead of banking 1, they skip a turn. And then this one is even better. You gain 1, bank 2. This one's gain 1, bank 1. That's a really good, like almost identical copy, just better of that. This one's really good. You steal 6. Opponent steals 1. Gain 4, gain 5. Target wall skips a turn. And then there's just a bunch of these. And then here's another one of these traders. Buy relic the same, but if unable, gain 1, and then take the top card from the deck. So now you don't have to spend 1, you gain 1. And then there's a bunch of these. They're all really cool. So the winner is the first player to get all 3 relics, and that player immediately wins the game. And that's how to play Village Pillage. Okay, we got my dad here for parents' opinions. So Dad, what do you think of Village Pillage?
I thought Village Pillage was awesome. Probably the best card game that I've played since Fox in the Forest, probably.
Oh, you really did like that game. Yeah, so I really like Village Pillage. I thought it was a mix of a Spanish game called Cobardes, which is you gotta play something and it's within numbers, which I guess is also like Fox in the Forest.
Yeah, well, I
like
think
that.
Maybe you're thinking of 2 players.
Yeah, it's 2 players. I forget what I was trying to think of. It was a game where the different there was different action. No, it was different actions for something else. I don't remember what it was.
Well, it's a common thing.
No, before the Earth explodes, because you could
okay.
cancel the other person's card by playing the right one, and there's kind of mind games going on.
Yeah, so all of those games have kind of the rock beats scissors beats paper beats rock type of a feel to it. So you're right. In 2 players, those types of games, I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves in terms of this review, but in those types of games, for 2 players especially, it's kind of like it's hard to get out of a rut once you get in one. But I thought Village Pillage was better at doing that because you had the market, so you could keep getting cards. Like there was a time where I was beating you, and all of a sudden you were beating me, and so then it was like I couldn't get out, and I needed to better my hand with the market, so that my cards would overcome your cards.
But I still haven't lost. Whoa.
Right.
Same as before the Earth explodes. I still haven't lost that game either. So components. So this is a pre-production copy. So I think we got this from. They sent it through GameCrafter.
Yeah.
So like it came with the laser cut punch board.
Yeah. So we won't talk about components.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait until the Kickstarter's over.
Yeah. clay token.
But
clay
if
turnips.
If it's anything like any of the other Jellybean games, it's going to be top notch.
Clay turnips, and you get like super big cards. Don't listen to me. So artwork. The artwork is mostly finished. So during the how-to segment, I flipped over one of the cards and it didn't have art on it. So some cards are like that right now, but the ones that are done look amazing. They're really, really good.
Yeah, they did a really good job with the art. I thought that it fit well with the theme. you're all these kind of villages. It's a little light. And the characters were funny. There was like a rat catcher, and different, the miner and the
Mason.
Yes, and the wall guy was big. Looked like a wall. So they did a really good job with the artwork. I really liked it. It might have been the same artist that did their game, not the Lady and the Tiger. In fact, I think she shows up in one of them. I don't know. It might be an Easter egg.
So strategy. This game is very, like I just said, like there's mind games going on in this game. You're trying to figure out what your opponents are trying to play, and they also did a really, really good job with the 2-player variant. I thought. So the 2-player variant, we compared it to Killer Bunnies, where you
just the programming.
Yeah, you pre-program like your actions. So you pick 2 cards. Well, the first one you pick 2 cards, put them down, flip over one, and that's resolved. You scoot that one up, pick your next one. It goes like that. Now in the 3 and up, you put them on each side and flip it over, and then
just
on
one
each side,
card.
flip it over. Yeah, and it works really well for both types of play.
Yeah, I really like the 2-player mode. Although that's where the mind games come in big, and I was always 1 card behind you. But if you do play, if you have similar thoughts and strategies, so I just kept stonewalling you when we were playing with more players and taking advantage of the person on my left until
Lincoln, the little
until
first grader.
Until you thought I was going to do the same thing, and then boom, I did something else, right? And then you knew that I was going to do something else, and so you did something else.
I still got you there.
Right. Well, I did steal like 5 or 6 of your turnips.
But I was gaining 5 every single turn with my little farmer guy.
Because you were taking advantage of your other side too.
Well, you and him tied for 2nd place.
So this is lots of fun.
Yeah, I really had a ton of fun with Village Pillage. So we did play it with a 1st grader.
He picked it up. It was super fast. He kept wanting to play.
Yeah, like as soon as we finished, he's like, "Can we play again?"
Yeah, so I think this one's definitely easy for kids. It's got icons on there. I guess there wasn't a whole lot of reading. A few of the cards have some text, but most of it's pictures.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you could play this with all the way down to, 1st grade if they're gamers.
No, the thing about that was he did it good, basically because like we were reading him the cards and explaining what it meant. If you really don't want to do that takes too much time. Yeah, they can play, but they aren't going to win.
Right.
So, yeah. So overall, I really had a ton of fun with Village Pillage. You said you did too. I think that the components are going to be really cool. The artwork is really good from what I've seen, the samples that I've had. The strategy, there's a ton of different strategies you can go through this game with. and it's really easy to pick up and play.
Yeah, it's simple, it's fast, and it's real small and portable. Everything you want in a card game.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see this one go on Kickstarter and see what it can do. So if you're into card games, if you're into those, you think you know what I'm going to do, and I think you know what you're going to do, but I'm going to change, rock, paper, scissors style game, definitely check this one out.
Yeah. Thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page, send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game, visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian's My Dad. See you next time.